Hello and welcome to another game of Invasion versus Invasion. For the second time today in the Asian Gaming League, we're gonna see these two teams fighting each other to determine who is gonna be the winner and who is therefore gonna be going on to the grand finals. They already are both at least third, might be second, might be first. So it can only go up from here on out. Last game it was last time it was MUFC beating on iNv'GiGaByte, and
5 seconds
it was
remaining.
was a pretty convincing game, to be fair. It was a more even game than we had seen up until that point, but right now, with the previous game being the most even game up until this point, we're gonna see if this game iNv'GiGaByte can actually be pulling up ahead on MUFC and gonna be taking this game instead. As you should be ignoring my awkward sentences making sometimes because it is a long day and I'm starting to feel the signs of that. But we are here regardless. We are going to be seeing one of these teams in a best out of one to get ahead, and then after this we're going to have the grand finals between MUFC and Orange.
10 seconds remaining.
With not a winner's bracket game advantage for Orange. We're
5
seeing,
seconds
at least
remaining.
2 games between those two teams to decide who's the better one, who can call themselves the champion of this Asian Gaming League, the second edition. Previous edition was, by the way, won by Orange's second team, I've been told. That was a while back. We're gonna be having the Lone Druid getting banned out together with the Bat Rider and the Life Stealer. We still have the Nyx Assassin in the pool. Magnus as well, heroes that we have seen being banned out quite often in this tournament.
10 seconds
Or
remaining.
maybe they want to ban out something else entirely. Yep, no, it's the Nyx.
Radiant.
For people wondering, by the way, the No Tidehunter vs Fnatic game, as I can see you asking in the chat, will be happening in like 4 hours time. Well, depending on CSGO, I guess, because it's all going to be depending on that.
Dire team.
Maybe after that game. Going to be having the Magnus picked up first, no real surprise, and therefore Shadow even picked up by MUFC.
Dire team pick.
Maybe they want to combine that together with the Leshrac.
Queen.
But it's going to be a Queen of Pain instead.
Pain. Radiant team pick.
MUFC will be picking that one up, and we have seen Huntrash player solo side lane Queen of Pain, solo safe lane, and then go for an aggressive trial lane. We've seen both MUFC and Orange in this tournament going for aggressive trial lanes, a lot of aggressive trial lanes in general. And for people wondering, there were actually 64 teams participating in this tournament, with the first rounds going on with the single elimination bracket. And that was yesterday, and then the last 16 teams went on to fight in a double elimination bracket with all best of the ones apart from the finals. And that one started today at 4:30 AM my time. So just calculate how long these players have been already at the event. Now MUFC has had it easy. They had just a break because of course they were in the winners bracket the longest of these two teams. But Invasion has basically been playing non-stop. And they have only been gone stronger from my point of view. And what is Invasion gonna pick up? Is it gonna be something that matches up together with a Magnus? Not specifically on the lane, but I more mean like AoE damage, like in a form of a Lash or Lina or Jakiro or something like that? Or do they want to have the Rubik just to make sure that they have the Rubik and not their opponent team? And I mean, if you pick up the Rubik and the Lash, and then you also have the Shadow Demon on your opponent's side that might be able to help you out if he safe disrupts someone.
Sand King.
But they pick up the Sand King instead. It is a great hero to have combined up with the Magnus, as we saw previous game. Did we see previous game? No, the previous game got banned out. Right? I think so. All games are blurry by now. So many games. But the Rubik's still there, of course, to have not the chance to have the RP being stolen, and they have the Burrow Strike Epicenter. Blink their combination together with the RP, but they're still Leshrac. That's no really a surprise, but now you have a Rubik on the other side. So if Rubik steals a Split Earth, it will be a stronger Split Earth than Leshrac has for himself. Said that, Leshrac at least is a good combination together with the Shadow Demon, so they have got a strong setup for a trial lane, aggressive trial lane even. But we are probably going to see some bans regarding that from iNv'GiGaByte. They can just ban out something like the Luna, the Gyrocopter, just those carries that in aggressive trial lanes really shine. It's gonna be a Weaver that's gonna be the one that I don't want to face up against the tri lane, even though it could still be an offlaner, considering MUFC still doesn't have that one either. Come on, MUFC, what you gonna do? I feel like they're on a time limit. Like the venue itself was scheduled to have the finals at local time 5:30 p.m. and by now it's actually past 8:30. So the delay is there, and I think the tiredness of the players could be wearing them down slightly. Might be also clouding their judgment.
5 seconds remaining.
And I know it's clouding my judgments. And MUFC banning out the Gyro Cup to themselves is quite interesting to note, because I would actually expect that to be a hero for MUFC. Having said that, GiGaByte has the first pickup, and I mean, they can definitely still use a carry as well with the Rubik and a Sand King to be supporting. Both two heroes fitting nicely with that guy. By the way, we still have the Cuddle and the PL in the pool as well, though both of the teams don't really have that much space anymore for the Keeper of the Light. They might still have space for the PL though.
10 seconds remaining.
Especially since we've seen GiGaByte win with that before.
5 seconds remaining.
And that is going to be the Enigma getting banned out, interestingly enough. We have seen an Enigma bans before. I don't think we have seen it picked, but that could be me messing with my head. I think maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Could be this morning. Juggernaut's gonna get banned out. More carries banned out by MUFC. I'm wondering if they're not making it too difficult for themselves to pick up a carry, because, I mean, GiGaByte still needs a carry as well, and they have first pick, so they're gonna pick something up. MUFC has to be careful that they are not gonna be forcing GiGaByte to pick up the carry that they want instead. Go on, GiGaByte. They don't have that much bonus time left.
10 seconds remaining.
Just 24 seconds, and they're not using any. They're banning out the Tinker.
Dire team ban.
As I said, if you're gonna be having a offlane, off-lane, solo safe lane Queen of Pain, or solo safe lane Tinker, for this matter, aggressive tri-lane, you have to be careful not to give away too many good solo laners. And there goes the Shadow Fiend once again. This time though on the side of GiGaByte. We saw the Shadow Fiend in the previous game was on Fishball, the team that they were up against in that time. But now they want to take it for themselves. They realize that it has potential. They saw the might, and they saw the light. Puck getting banned out. Queen of Pain though, considered still the counter towards the Shadow Fiend. So note that. Darkseer was still in the pool. So it's going to be the offlaner for Invasion. Actually MUFC, because both are Invasion. Confusing. I know. Last pickup incoming for GiGaByte. We've got ourselves a potential mid laner, potential offlaner. We got ourselves a potential tri-laner. I mean, they can really be anything.
10 seconds remaining.
They can have Magnus on the offlane, Shadow Fiend mid, and then need a carry for still the Rubik and a Sand King to support. Or they can put Magnus in the mid, Shadow Fiend on the trial lane. Actually, it's gonna be the first option that I mentioned. Chaos Knight's gonna be the carry together with the Sand King and the Rubik, meaning triple disables, and that's gonna be, I'm not sure if that's gonna be a good idea for MUFC to put a trial in against it, but it all depends on what they're gonna be picking up. Like for all I know, they're gonna pick up a Kunkka and then all of a sudden, yeah, go aggressive trial lane, why not? Although you put all your eggs in one basket, not really that ideal.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Let's see what
remaining.
MUFC has to say on that. They still have a lot of time in their bonus time, so even if they already know what they might be picking up, they can still use the time that they have to discuss what they're going to be doing with their lineup, how they're going to be dealing with their opponent's lineup, and what they're going to be doing with their aggression. And it's actually going to be an anti-mage that they pick up, so they are going to be probably safe laning that. Darkseer just on the off lane. And don't not want to be up against that Chaos Knight straight away. Unless, of course, it gets forced out by Gigabyte instead, because they could force out an aggressive Trilon as well. Who knows, right? Who knows? Let's jump ourselves into the game. As soon as the last hero gets picked up, we will be moving on to that one. And once again, losers bracket finals. Winners goes up in a best out of 3 against Orange with no winners bracket advantage for the Asian Gaming League. By the way, if you want to support these type of leagues, better yet, if you want them to grow, which you do, you go like them on Facebook. It's going to be facebook.com/AsiaGL. And you can find them there. Leave a comment if you want to. Like them. And they do more than just this, by the way. They also have online competition, for example, starting this month. So make sure you check that out if you are from the region. Then you can just, it's free to participate. You can just join in. And it might be you next time that's up against MUFC. Who knows? Even though a lot of the games that we've seen today, I mean, they probably the contestants probably knew that they were not going to win against Orange/MUFC. You still are able to fight up against your idols, perhaps. Worth something. Sorry, I will leave my camera alone. I will also leave that alone, and I will just press the W instead. Let's see what we can have. No, I'll leave it like this. Yeah. Cool. So, we've got ourselves Losers Bracket Finals, MUFC, Dire Side, Anti-Mage, played by... Why did they change names? Oh, come on. Played by Hunt Trash Player. Too fucking good. Gonna be playing the Queen of Pain. We're gonna see Ling on the Lashrak, Winter on the Shadow Demon, and then Darkseer played by FCFZ. But that is Hunt Trash Player. I know this for almost a fact. Yes, I actually know this for a fact because I checked this profile before the game. Good stuff. So, Anti-Mage. First time we see Anti-Mage today, I think. I think so. Let's take a look at the Radiant side in the meantime, where we see GigaByte preparing for battle while they're in the pause. We're gonna have ourselves Sheng. He finally changed his name to his real name. Thank you. He was called S before. I wasn't really sure who he was. He was called S before. Then he was called My Son because he wanted me to call him my son, so that he could call me mom. It was awkward. But it is Sheng playing the Rubik. It is Snow on the Chaos Knight. It is going to be Baby on the Magnus. Going to be going onto the mid lane. This is interesting because we haven't seen him on the mid lane before. We're going to be having Dan this time, not in the mid lane. Not in the mid lane. Looks to be going on the safe lane solo. With then Aya playing the Sand King. Probably going to be completing the aggressive Trilon on the top lane. Triple disable, like I said, is going to be something massive to deal with, and that is going to be trouble. Like, initiation comes from the Rubik. Telekinesis will be there. People will be able to attack. The Burrow Stick will follow straight after, so you can't really get away. And if you're an anti-mage, you can't even blink if it's fast enough. And then there's going to be a Chaos Ball to follow up. And if you're then still alive and you try to run, there's going to be a reality rift to pull you right back in, and then you're going to be dead for sure. And we might even have, I guess that's a too long cooldown. It's not all going to be lasting 18 seconds, so okay. In the meantime, it looks like we're going to have a rotation here. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to have a tri-lane safe lane for an anti-mage, though. I mean, leaving an anti-mage by himself, not the best ideal thing to do. And I do like his bleed. His bleed, come and bleed, rare bleed, that one. I actually think I might like this one better, because it got like this edge, even though it's common, like this one. Like, it looks a bit different, you see, with the corner. I like it. Looked like a gladiator. Oh my god, all my gladiator music of this morning all comes together with a one hero pickup. How about that?
The battle begins.
But this is the save lane for him. We're gonna have Ling hang around FCFZ. Looks like we're gonna have a semi-aggressive Trilon with Winter and the Shadow Demon coming in as well with a double damage rune. Anti-Mage is gonna have a tough time though. He has a blink, like I said. But as I just said also, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of disable for him. And I think we're gonna see some supports rotating. They're still gonna go for Shadow Fiend first though. And now they should realize that their anti-mage might be in some trouble, or at least their anti-mage should realize that. As the harassment continues, the creep wave actually is attacking the tower. The tower is attacking the creep wave. So that's good. Nobody right-clicking yet on the Shadow Fiend. Split Earth is gonna follow up on that. This is gonna be first blood. Darkseer picks it up. Tower still attacking on creeps that are blocking his Darkseer, but he can take him down. He's got a shield. This tower is just watching his hero die around him, and he just lets it happen. I know. Happens. In the meantime, Anti-Mage trying to just get experience. He knows that he can't get any last hits. Oops. Sees that he's being scouted out. But yeah, he's not gonna try to get any last hits. He's gonna be getting experience. The thing about an Anti-Mage is, though, even though he would love to have experience, last hits, if he gets experience, he will get last hit later on anyway. So as long as he stays alive, he's gonna be just fine. As a tower, look at this fast tower. MUFC wants to get that first tower money under their belt to pull up ahead, and having that gold, if they get that gold so easy, so early, it makes a big difference for their core items, for warding, for control, for their boots, for the speed, for everything, survivability. All those little differences make a big difference. Little factors make bigger factors. I heard, I think it was Puppy that said that at some point. I was thinking, okay, that's like something that I could have said. Little factors turning into bigger factors. Oh yeah, but those towers definitely make a difference. So that's gonna be the first tower, first blood, all going away of MUFC, and we're gonna see on the top lane Anti-Mage got himself 2 last hits. It is more than you can expect from him in this lane. We actually have a rotation though. Shadow Fiend is here, and that is gonna be allowing him to be maybe a bit more ballsy, because Shadow Fiend, I mean, he can hit hard, but he can't really shut him down. So there's only 2 disables. I say only, it's still quite a lot to be fair, but at least he should be able to blink himself away afterwards. It's gonna be Ruby playing in the mid right now, helping out his teammate should it be needed. Too fucking good. Level 3. 10 for 4 with Baby on 11 for 1, able to pick himself up, at least keep up with the Queen of Pain, which is something that you can't really expect all too much from a Magnus and a Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain should in theory be coming out ahead of that matchup. As we have got Leshrac, I think he got a glimpse there of Shen there. As we're gonna see Snow farming on the bottom lane by himself, no supports. Something that I think that MUFC is realizing by now. But it's just going to be FCFC that's going to be there with an Iron Shell to harass him away. Well, he's going to be having Iron Shells if he wants to. There he goes. Courier going to be walking still. The downside of... Never mind, gets upgraded. But the downside of not having first blood money, takes longer to upgrade your Courier. Especially if that first blood money goes to a support. Even though it didn't go to a support this time. Disruption. Split Earth from Link. Boom. And there is still a skewer. Might be enough to get him away. Lancer Shockwave is still gonna go down. Getting blocked a bit. And that is gonna be a TGFG. Too fucking good. Picking up the second blood of the game. Invasion. On the... Oh, I should not call them Invasion. I should call them Gigabyte. Not really having a good start for now. But at the bright side, they still have Snow lasting pretty decently. It's got 15 for 3, second highest on the map with Queen of Pain topping the charts. Of course, Magnus not that far behind though. Darkseer though doing very good for himself. But fairly even. It's just the Anti-Mage that is not really doing too well, but he's now able to get a bit more than he did before, and he's actually catching up on Dan, who is 9 to 6, and Hunt Trash player is 6 to 1. And here comes the support for the Anti-Mage, so they are finally completed, they have completed their rotation, and they're going to be able to help Anti-Mage with disruptions and stuff. Raze is going to actually miss there, as we're going to see a disruption coming off, Soulcatcher there as well, but no Split Earth because of Shrek. I think there was maybe a bit of miscommunication, but the harassment from his own illusions is pretty, quite a lot actually, and Huntress player backing out again. And his lane continuously pushing in. Though even with the Shadow Fiend's raises. Quite surprising to see that happening. As Dan 13 for 8 Anti-Mage and 7 for 1. In the meantime, the bottom lane, we see FCFC getting harassed away by the Rubik, who's still level 3. As we see the Leshrac actually still level 2. I mean, that's the downside of roaming so much. You don't get that much experience, so he is quite sad about that. He did pick up 1 level in Edict, so I think they're going to be trying to look to take down the tower fairly soon again. But in the meantime, Queen of Pain picking up her level 6. Picking up her Sonic Wave, has got a haste run as well, might try to use it to do some good for his team. She is the highest level in the game, with the only one being level 6. Magnus not yet having his RP, very close by, but still fairly far away compared to the Queen of Pain, as in there's a full level difference between the two, which is quite a lot. And of course, I mean, there was a kill, but that's not warranting for a 1 level difference. 28 for 7 now up on the Queen of Pain with Baby on 22 for 1. In the meantime, the support's just cleaning out the jungle here as we're gonna be seeing Sand King. Where is he? Because he doesn't have that much either. He's level 4 actually, and that's because he has sharing experience with the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend level 3. And we're gonna compare that to the Anti-Mage, who's actually level 6 now as well, as the second one. And that's just a difference with sharing your experience with supports and not sharing your experience with supports. And Anti-Mage therefore pulling up ahead on the experience graph. The gold is all going the way of MUFC, though not just because of the kills, but also because of the net worth, of course. Because of the last hits. That's the one. Although kills definitely help. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. In the meantime, Chaos Knight. Rotation up rotation. It's gonna be Chaos Knight back on the top lane, and we're gonna have the bottom lane again for the Shadow Fiend. Now this is, of course, I mean, I like it that GiGaByte is gonna be rotating so much and is gonna be, you know, wanting the best for their players and everything, you know. It is great, but they do buy TP scrolls every single time. It's actually quite expensive at the early start of the game. And if you walk there, you miss a lot of goals. You probably miss more than you would if you bought a TP scroll. It's not ideal at all. In the meantime, we see the top lane getting pushed out a bit again. Anti-Mage having a good old time. 21 for 5. Definitely picked up his farm. As he's being left alone completely now. As in left alone by GiGaByte. Not left alone by his supports because they are hanging around. Or at least the Shrek is hanging around. Shadow Demon is just pulling and stacking. And he's actually going to do a single pull as Darkseer takes down the Shadow Fiend in the bottom lane with help of TFG. No Sonic Wave being used for that. Just pure harassment.
Dire's middle tower.
In the meantime, on the top lane, we're still gonna see it because I mean, you pick up these heroes, you go for an aggressive trial lane, and you're not gonna try to do something. Whoopsie,
bottom tower.
Sorry for that. Attack. Sorry if I accidentally banned someone in the chat. Someone unban that person, please, because my mouse actually went to the other monitor there. But you pick that up because you think you can go make a difference, but they haven't really aggressed anything. As now they're gonna aggress. Queen of Pain blinks himself away. The RP still being used, so nice cancel first. 1 second stun on the shockwave to finish him off. That is the first time that we see aggression coming off from GiGaByte with the buyback from Too Fucking Good. I think he wants to get revenge. I don't think he can get it though. I don't think he can get it at all. Well, maybe he can get the 8-minute rune from that, but I'm not sure if that's worth a buyback. Kind of a rage buyback. First kill to be done on GiGaByte. Nicely done. As we still see Dan continuing his farm. 1100 gold up for him. Can buy his treads if he wants to. If he wants to, that is. Kind of curious to see what he's going to go for first. If he's going to go for that fast BKB or not. As it's not going to be that fast, I guess, because he is not farming that fast. And we're going to be seeing the Anti-Mage continuously farming on the top lane. Has got treads, have got a poor man's shield. Is doing really good for himself. Considering the tough lane he was up against at the start. We have got the net worth highest for the Anti-Mage, even though he's not been participating in any kills, even though his team is ahead in kills. Doesn't matter, he is highest on net worth. Purely for control. He is at level 7, very high, up against Chaos Knight that's level 6. A hero that benefits a lot from his levels because his abilities with level 8 are just quite insane and immense, and they haven't been able to use it to the fullest just yet. I mean, they picked up the Queen of Pain, could have done that with any stun though, and it was a 2 second stun that came up from 1 second stun that came up from the Chaos Knight, so not doing that much. And the RP of course should have been able to do that by itself. I do like how fast that RP was cancelled though. We saw Baby going for the RP, realizing the Queen of Pain already blinked himself away, and then went for the RP still and got him in his trap and got him killed. One trash player in the meantime, 38 for 7. We're just seeing him pulling up ahead. He is close by his teammate on the Darkseer that actually got 2 kills for himself. Who's got 40 last hits there. And of course there's already a tower down on the side of GiGaByte, which gives a bit of extra gold to MUFC. Disruption, they want to go for it, but the Burrow Strike hits up on 2 first. Nice Burrow Strike, and that is a 4 second stun up on the Shadow Demon, but it is the Chaos Knight and the Sand King that have to run away. 4 seconds stun up on the Shadow Demon, and they can't go up on it. That is painful to watch. And we are going to have a rotation. Baby has got his RP again. Double damage rune will be there as well if they want to pick it up, but they don't want to be risking MUFC seeing that a rune disappears. Because that of course would be giving away that they are there, and they're going to be walking up the high ground, finding them, and that is going to be, oh my god, that was an RP. They still get the Leshrac, nicely done, but that was an RP. I think there was a bit of a panic RP. They're gonna get a vacuum back in here. There goes the 3 seconds on up on FCFC. Sonic Wave from the side. It's actually gonna be a Skewer that picks up the darks here. Double kill going the way of Baby. At least he gets that one. Queen of Pain coming in from the back. What can he do? There goes a Scream. Stun. 2 seconds up on the Queen of Pain. And that is gonna be the Sand King still going down. Anti-Mage's Mana Void able to pick that one up. Queen of Pain not going down because of that. And then Rubik actually dying and buying back. Rubik dying by Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, yeah, getting a nice kill there indeed. But buy back. I'm not sure if that's worth it, but they really don't want to lose their tier 1. It seems
tower is under attack.
willing to fight it to the very bitter end. Well, they're gonna have to, but not for now, because not today, or at least for now at least. MUFC is not gonna be going for the tower. They back off. Queen of Pain kind of already uses Sonic Wave, and you know, you want to be able to go if you know that you're ahead. And if you force out a buyback, that's basically a win on itself. In the meantime, they are pushing on themselves. Telekinesis up on Link. Gonna get stunned up, 3 seconds, and that's gonna be a kill.
I despair.
And that is a Mana Void, by the way, stolen by the Rubik. Try to steal something from the Anti-Mage and you steal yourself a Mana Void rather than a Blink. By the way, as you know, I am not in Kuala Lumpur at the moment, so my server has a bit of issues connecting to their server, I think. So you might see a bit of hesitance thingies in the game. As you just mentioned, as you just saw. And that's gonna be the first tier or second tier 1 tower to go down on the side of MUFC, with the tier 1 tower mid already going down earlier. The tower gold gets split as we see that Too Fucking Good looking to be going for something, but Shadowblade already up on Dan. Going for the same build that we saw having J and Y in the previous game. Let's see if he's also gonna be going for the BKB next. He doesn't have treads yet though. This is just purely a greedy build. Still very squishy. Can pop out a lot of damage, but greedy, yes. Goes down fast. Queen of Pain pops the Sonic, or pops the, well, can pop a Sonic Wave soon again, but pops the regen rune. Able to get ourselves the mana back up. As we're gonna have Baby coming in. He does have the RP, so if he finds the Queen of Pain, I don't think he's gonna hesitate. He doesn't have a blink there yet. It's fairly close, so 500 gold to go, and he will have that for himself. As we're gonna be seeing the gold graph going back towards the 0 line, with the Gigabyte, of course, picking up those towers and the kills. With the experience graph still slightly in favor of MUFC. They have just rotated less, and therefore getting more experience on the lanes. And forcing the movement out from Gigabyte instead, as there is another movement, 5 euros mid. They're gonna be finding Ling. He is gonna get dropped down real fast. Nice. No surprise there. I feel like he could have maybe prevented that. Probably didn't realize there were so many, even though, well, maybe he didn't see them coming.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Accept no other answer, I guess. CP might be coming in towards the top lane, because it is gonna be the Darkseid that's there farming and actually pushing the lane out a bit. With Anti-Mage farming and pushing on the bottom lane. And where the tier 1 tower, of course, was already there. Dead. And Gigabyte actually backs off. Not going to be able to go towards the tier 2 tower. Too risky. And of course, the Shadow Fiend went top to defend the tower. Queen of Pain. Some trouble. Might be, yeah, I want to be careful there. As the lightning actually got stolen by Rubik, nice one to have. Anti-Mage being very careful, TPing himself out back towards the top lane. Doesn't want to get caught because he knows that the risk is there, especially with the haste of Rubik over there. And they do have a ward that doesn't scout out haste, but I think he might have seen it. And otherwise he saw them walking away from the lane, and you know, then it's only a matter of time before you think about, where could my opponents be? Oh, I know. Better safe than sorry. And he's gonna be back on the top lane. There goes the Requiem of Souls. Let's see if he can do that. I'm not sure if he can though. I don't think he can. Nope. I mean, 2 levels in spell sheet is gonna be enough for that, and that's the souls wasted on the Shadow Fiend. Actually, no, he still has all this souls. Magnus picking up a blink dagger. Gonna be able to initiate pretty nicely there. It's gonna be seeing a tier 1 tower being defended by MUFC, but is it gonna be attacked by Gigabyte is the question. Maybe with that mechanism, or sorry, forced blink dagger rather. They want to try to force something out. Blink dagger's in the courier, by the way, so that will be there very shortly. We already have got a rotation from Gigabyte. They walk up the high ground with a ward there though. Ward right there. So they have to be careful. There's Ling. I mean, I'm not sure if Ling doesn't see it. Maybe pretending that he didn't. Gonna be getting himself smoke in the meantime. It is Queen of Pain that finds himself a down. But no gem or no invisibility scouting is gonna be not allowing anything to happen. Maybe we're gonna see the Deny though on the tower. Split Earth might be able to stop this. Yeah, it's gonna be able to stop the Chaos Knight from following that up, but the Deny is still there for the tower and Queen of Pain. Not gonna be getting the last hit for there. Ling is gonna be going down. 2 seconds down. Will be able to do the job. And that is gonna be that. And again, Split Earth now being stolen. And that is, like I said, a better Split Earth than the little Shrek ones himself. Wow. I know that joking. As we do have Anti-Mage pick up the tower gold. He's got 2400 gold. He's very, very rich. And of course, is gonna be going for that Battle Fury, as we have got the mechanism now completed in the Darkseer, who TPs to the bottom lane to stop the pushing from coming there, where Den is already back to farming.
Never give the satisfaction.
2k gold in favor of MUFC. Really not that much, but it's enough. Because if you are up against an Anti-Mage, you kind of want to have the upper hand in the mid game before Anti-Mage gets too big, and if you don't, then at least you want to have Shadow Fiend farming at least as much as the Anti-Mage and maybe someone else. And also that's not the case. Even though the difference is not that much, it is enough to make a difference between the two heroes that is going to be painful enough. I mean, Anti-Mage's flash farming doesn't come until he has his BKB or until he has his Battle Fury, which he now has. So only now is he going to be showing the best of what he can do. Well, Shadow Fiend, I mean, he can farm pretty fast already with the raises, and he can pick up small creep camps, etc. But Anti-Mage is still going to be up ahead real fast, as we see that he has got 371 gold per minute, and we're going to keep an eye on that to see how it changes. As they're going to be fighting the Anti-Mage first, actually, and that's going to be Anti-Mage going down. Burrow Strike, stuns, Telekinesis already used, RPs, they want everything. And I do mean everything. Epicenters, no chaotic offering, no phantasm that I mean. There was an RP, yes. There was a telekinesis and there was a steal, and that's a guy, I guess, I used his ultimate, but they really wanted to take him down. Good call. And but the downside is, I mean, he already got his Battle Fury, so he didn't lose that much, only lost time, which is okay, it's still nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
but
attack.
With his Battle Fury already there, it might not be having that big of an impact.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We're gonna be having the tier 2 tower getting harassed. Getting fortified, actually. In the meantime, tier 2 tower on the bottom lane is going to be traded if they're not careful, and there is indeed a tier 2 tower bottom going down before the tier 2 tower mid. Are they going to TP to defend this is the question. I don't think so. Nope. Dan picking up the gold. 1400 gold for him. As MUFC back off from the bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The Gem of Truth set up on the Rubik, has to be careful knowing that the rest comes in here. Blink in, Queen of Pain, stunned up, Telekinesis goes down, gets picked up, and now they can make sure that everybody goes away. Now they can scatter, now it is the hunt time for Gigabyte, but they won't be able to find anybody anymore. Nice pickup on the Queen of Pain. Nice pickup for sure. At the same time, Anti-Mage is back up and is back to farming. Shadow Fiend pulling up ahead on the gold per minute, as you saw. He was on 340 earlier, but then he picked up kills and he picked up towers, and all of a sudden he's 390. We're gonna be seeing how long he can be ahead of the Anti-Mage though, because look at how fast he pulls up. That's insanely fast. Of course he's farming small camps right now, but he will be pulling up ahead real fast and real soon also. Gonna be having the armlet up on snow fairly soon. With Dan indeed going for a BKB. Picked up a Minthhammer first. Small chance he's also going still for a Desolator, but I'm kind of not expecting it. BKB would probably be the better item right now. As we're gonna see the, yeah, the armor as good as done. Good job for him. So we're gonna have the Magnus building towards a 4-staff. Let's see what else I can find. Oh, don't blink. Rubik just having nothing more but a gem and a glove. Probably wants to go for 4-staff for himself soon though. And if we're talking about 4-staff, it's probably going to be a blink dagger that at some point I am going to be going for, but for now he's going to go for bracers and for armlets. I don't know, bracers for him. Armlets for snow. That is
Double damage.
gonna be snow. That one, snow. We're gonna be going for the last tier 1 tower, still standing on the map. Tier 1 tower bottom for MUFC.
Tower is under attack.
Looks like MUFC wants to try and defend this. They have got an Anti-Mage that's got a Battle Fury, but nothing much else. So they just want to try to force them away. Maybe not trying to win a team fight, because they're gonna be 5 versus 4. Not really ideal. Darkseer wall goes down. Chaos Knight getting bursted down already, with also the Sand King in a lot of trouble. This is gonna be the Chaos Knight is the only one to die for now. Mana Void actually, hello on Trash Player. Picks up a kill on the Sand King. Gonna be going for the Rubik next. One more hit away from dying. There we go, gem on the floor. Gonna be picked up by the Anti-Mage in the meantime, and it's gonna be the score and the RP that still happened, but baby. Baby. 2 fucking good, picks up a triple kill, and Anti-Mage picks up the dominating kill streak from the Magnus. And that is a lot of gold going the way of the carry that you don't want to be feeding gold.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because that's a bit, you know, it's an anti-mage effect.
Radiant's
You know what anti-mages do.
Attack.
Didn't your mama tell you not to feed the anti-mage? That's the question. Apparently they didn't. Got himself already the Yasha. And he's got himself still 1200 gold in his pocket. Gonna go for the Mantle Cell, obviously. As normal anti-mages do. Almost BKB is ready on the side of Dan. I just need the recipe, just need about 800 gold. And after that last team fight from Gigabyte, we're probably gonna see them be a lot more careful. I mean, they were the ones to force out the fight. Initiated 4 on 5, thinking they could take that. And even without the anti-mage, they were looking to scatter. And anti-mage just picked up 2 heroes on the back end of that.
Haste!
That otherwise would have gotten out alive, but the fight would have still gone to MUFC, even if they did get out alive. What you doing there, Dan? Ling? I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's the one that actually died 4 times. So out of the 9 kills that Invasion has, Invasion Gigabyte that is, 4 of them are upon Ling. And then you would guess why. Oh, wait a second. Hello and bye, Dan. I think that's it up. One more hit needed. Boom. You're dead. Shadow Demon actually getting the last hit. Sorry, Huntress player. But you would ask, like, why is the person that died most carrying the gem, right? That's not really ideal. Shadow Fiend actually also died 4 times with that. The death that he just had. Armlet ready on the Chaos Knight as we saw. We almost got the urn up on the Sand King. 2 fucking good BKBs complete as well. A bit of pressure being laid down on the tier 2 here. When the TPs come in, I think you should blink. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding. But the tower's still down to half HP, so I don't think he's too sad about the way that went. In the meantime, the team's happy with doing what they're doing, happy with farming. Gold grab is going the way of MUFC, experience grab is going the way of MUFC, or even more so. And there's not just kills, I mean, there's only 2 kills difference, it's just the control of the map that they have, forcing Gigabyte to farm together while MUFC can farm all for their own. It's a big difference in the experience, and we're gonna see that back in the levels. Look at that, level 15 and level 16 up on the Darkseer. And while the level 13 is the highest up on Gigabyte. It's a big difference. A lot of pings coming out. And now also MUFC gathering up a bit more. Maybe looking to go to the other side of the river. Do they have a smoke up for some? Smoke actually ran out naturally. And they're gonna be pushing the tower. Forcing out some TPs while everybody of Gigabyte is hanging around. There are some that don't have a TP. Both the Rubik and the Sand King don't have one. And now he buys one, so he has one, as does the Sand King. Everybody TPs, but they are seemingly losing their tower. No TPs come in. It is anti-mage that split push the top tier 2 tower though. Huntress player gets that one. In the meantime, TPs towards the bottom lane with the Shadow Fiend. Gonna be able to TP himself out on very low HP though. But not gonna be able to pick up any kills. Nice rotation, knowing that one would still be left behind. But he just BKBs. TP's out anyways. Maybe with that rotation they can take down the Roshan. Who knows? Looks like Dan does know that this is going on. He draws an arrow on the minimap. Question is, can the Roshan go down in time before Gigabyte do something about it?
Roshan
They can.
immortality.
They can. Too fucking good, picks up the Aegis. Where did they go? There. So we're gonna have 2k gold upon the anti-mage already. Again. That is.
Thank you.
After having his Mantis ready. And again, both teams are farming. It reminds me of previous game where we saw teams just being very careful.
Has been denied.
The thing is, if you don't know who's ahead, if you don't know for sure that you're ahead, you might as well play careful. Might as well just be safe as the force staff is ready up on baby. We're gonna see them try and run into some MUFC people. Maybe they can find the someone who they find Winter. Actually, here comes the RP. Hits upon 2 Burrow Strike as well. It's gonna be Ling that goes down first. Burrow Strike, Epicenter goes through. Shen goes down. FCFC actually stays alive. Here comes the Queen of Pain. Screams. Pick up the Magnus. Can he do more? Jumps himself in. It is Anti-Mage that picks up the Sand King instead, and all of a sudden the fight's gonna turn around. The survivability coming off from MUFC is quite insane. And the Queen of Pain actually came back in at the later end, but that is the pipe and the mech. That is the pipe and the mech making all the difference. It looked to be so good for invasion, for Gigabyte invasion that is. But then they turn it around. And MUFC is gonna take tier 2 in return for that, and I believe they didn't have the Aegis even popped. Nope, they don't. Queen of Pain still has that one. Let's see if they can do something to the tier 3. Dan cannot really do anything to stop that. Gonna be going for Crystal. Gonna be forced away by the Queen of Pain. Matt is now being popped, as is the fortification. Orchid ready by Queen of Pain, by the way. It's gonna be her new item. BKB goes on for 2 fucking good, looking for a kill. Screams. Blinks out. Tower. 650 HP, and it's gonna be MUFC that backs off. Not too much interesting on the graphs, to be honest. They just go down, down, down. Oh yeah, this is the one I was gonna see. So we saw Anti-Mage when he just got his stuff. Was on 390 gold per minute. Now he's on 575. Now, of course, there were also some towers down, but there were also some towers going down on the side of MUFC themselves. So, for example, Shadow Fiend, he got himself about 50 gold per minute more with those towers. But it is gonna be the Anti-Mage that just pulled, like, almost more than 200 gold per minute extra out of his ass. Hat. Boots. Weapon? Weapon. Yeah. Maybe taking down some ancients as well. Gonna be pulling even further ahead because he can. We're following Ling though, because we are again at a situation where it is tough to find farm. We are here with the support Ling. He has died 5 times. He can't take farm from his carry. He cannot take farm on the lanes and on the jungles. He cannot go out too far because he'll die by himself. So he has to actually hang around other people a bit. So we're gonna see what he is gonna be up to, because he can't really go somewhere by himself. He needs to be sticking around with Winter perhaps. Maybe they should be careful, because in the mid lane there's gonna be a force gathering up. They're gonna be seeing the Shadow Fiend there though. From the high ground, he backs himself off just in time. The vision is still there with a nice shadow poison, but he has got a shadow blade, so he will be able to get himself away. In the meantime, there are 4 heroes hanging around here for Gigabyte in the mid lane, and they actually back off. Queen of Pain still hanging around, has got her Orchid, probably looking to take someone down, but that's by himself, and that's not gonna happen. But they're gonna be fighting. 4 staff forward, the Requiem of Souls. Here comes the RP Shockwave. That's 2 supports being picked up, and it's only supports in the meantime. Queen of Pain is gonna get killed off as well, at least gets the Aegis popped. Sheever is on the floor. Anti-Mage coming in to maybe try and take it back, as it was the Magnus that picked him up, and that is gonna be unstoppable. Unstoppable Anti-Mage going on right there. 4 heroes down. So we saw the RP and all the burst damage being used on both the Shadow Demon and Leshrac, the heroes that we were saw hanging around that crossroads. MUFC, they took them down, but then they realize, oh my god, Queen of Pain comes in, they take her down real fast, good job. But then there was still the Queen of Pain back again, ages up. Now Gem of Truth in her pocket because that was dropped by the Magnus again, and she had the Orchid and she was ready for it. And Anti-Mage coming in, has only died once so far, is gonna be on a dominating streak. It takes a 4-second stun, it might actually be a bad thing for him if he can. Oh, never mind, he's just fine. As he blinks himself out, just like the Queen of Pain does, and FC as well, but that's gonna be the first melee Rex going down. 2-second stun, Burrow Strike coming in, Darkseer will still get taken down. Queen of Pain can't really do anything anymore, blinks herself away. But still a good sacrifice for melee Rex. For sure. Look at that difference on net worth though. Like almost 7k difference between the highest of MUFC and the highest of Gigabyte. 7k. It's a lot. That's really a lot. And it looks like it's gonna be more also, because he is just not dying. He picked up a heart. He is just rich beyond his imagination right now. And is having a very good game. Now I have to say also, normally in these type of games when Anti-Mage is this big, they try to end it around like now, and it looks like MUFC is being a bit careful, maybe a bit too careful with trying to take fights, but they are being very careful. That is at least the case. Sorry for the cat sounds. I think he also disagrees with my casting pattern. Yep, see? There he goes. There he goes. I don't know if you actually hear that. I think you do. I think you hear everything in my house that happens, which is probably everything.
Tower is under attack.
Like you hear sirens also when an car passes by, so
Double damage.
you hear the rest also. We're gonna have Baby with a 4-step and a blink. We're gonna have a blink also for the Rubik. A reality rift for the Chaos Knight. There's a lot of mobility on this team. Sandkin doesn't have a blink yet though. That's kind of sad. He does have a level 2 epicenter. And we have seen the epicenter a couple of times. But there's not really been that big ass epicenters that we are used to seeing coming out of Sand Kings. Purely because that blink is not there. And I mean, he follows up nicely, but normally it's slightly overkill, to be fair, the targets that they do get with the RP combination. We're gonna see if he can make a bigger roll if he actually picks up a blink dagger, because that's what he's building towards. We see him saving up for it, and if he can keep killing off these creep waves like this, then he will be getting there fairly fast. And of course, I mean, there's no carry that really wants to farm in the mid lane because you just get less farm. You get if you get only half the gold for the melee creeps, it's not really ideal. As we have on the top lane, Queen of Pain coming in, looking for a kill on the Chaos Knight. They're gonna be fighting each other. Hello, stun. No, BKB first, and the silence there as well. Solid wave, Shadow Strike. TP out from the Chaos Knight, and there's nothing, never mind, they can do definitely that, and that's gonna be a kill. They can, of course, Mana Void. In the meantime, the Blink away was still there from the Rubik. He just abandoned his teammate, like boom, like that. And with Chaos Knight out of the picture, and him not able, actually he can buy back. They're probably gonna try to force the buyback out, because they're gonna need to. Shadowfiend, gonna be disrupted, gonna be taking a lot of harassment from his own illusions there, as he has got himself the Chrysalis. So indeed the same build. In the meantime, is going to be Shadow Demon in a lot of trouble. Going to be Telekinesis up. Going to be Burrow Strike. Darkseer roll goes down to FC looking to save his teammate, but the RP is going to be there. Is going to be killing off. Well, 2 people actually with already the Shadow Demon going down, but in the sidelines is Rubik that drops to the Darkseer. With still also the Sand King going down. It is going to be the blink away. It looks like this Magnus is just on the way out, as we see still the Shadowfiend getting picked up. Magnus, you're gonna not be able to, well, gonna be able to TP out actually, but that is the only survivor of iNv'GiGaByte, the only survivor of that team fight, which basically didn't start as a team fight. It started off as a quick pickup for the Shadow Demon, and I mean he did die, but he stayed alive for a very long time before he actually died, courtesy of Pipe and Mechanism. And for people wondering, it is the Darkseer that is being played by FC with the with Winter playing the Shadow Demon. And I guess, I mean, MUFC just took a fight, but again, they can't take anything in return for it. Kind of painful. Goldcraft though, I mean, it tells the story of this game. It's a very steep battle for Gigabyte to still take this. they're holding on quite valiantly, if I may say so. I mean, it's nice. They are gonna have to deal with this anti-mage though. Level 23, got a basher, got a hard, gonna be going for an abyssal most likely, gonna be just very fat. And that is gonna be that's gonna be just it. When we already saw the gold difference, we see the item difference now as well, and it is, I mean, Shadow Fiend's definitely hitting hard as well. I mean, he's got a Chrysalis, he's got a BKB and a Shadow Blade, but it's no anti-mage, and that's gonna be causing a bit of trouble. 2 Gem of True sets up on the side of MUFC, stealing the one that was of course at first in the hands of Gigabyte. And in case you wondered about some of the items, I'm showing it to you right now, just in case just in case I missed something, or more importantly, in case you are like interested in one specific kind of build of one specific kind of player that I don't give enough attention. Well, here you have it.
Roshan
goes down in the meantime. We saw it on the minimap. And the Aegis gets picked up by the Queen of Pain. No, the Queen of Pain picks up the wow, Queen of Pain picks up the side of Vice, so that's nice. But the Aegis is where I said wow, because the Aegis is going to Ling, the target that actually has died 6 times out of the 14. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. And I guess with Leshrac, I mean, if you use all your mana, you're basically useless. So if you then die, you have all your mana back up again afterwards. In the meantime, Gigabyte can't really find any place to farm. Maybe it's gonna be different now that the BKB is up on Snow, but he went all in, doesn't have a buyback anymore either, so this is gonna be do it or die probably for the next fight. And they can't really take it inside their base, because they would lose more barracks. And they really don't want to do that. So they probably have to try to push the lanes out first. With then making sure they go for a smoke gank, knowing whereabouts the opponent is, not being out of their base too long. And trying to, if they win, trying to take something in return for that fight. If they lose, at least they're not going to be losing anything more than just that fight.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant structures are fortified.
A bit of split push going on in the meantime. Something a Hauntress player can easily do with his Mantis Island and survivability. And of course Ling helping out a lot as well. If he can get himself the Edict going off in the tower and be forcing out the fortification, which he actually already did. Next time it pushes, that's going to be a lot of damage on that tower. You're going to have to be careful with the reality of the Chaos Knight though, as the ward gets placed at the high ground. In the meantime, Anti-Mage is going to be trying to go for the Rubik. And now goes back after Rubik blinks himself back and forth. And the blink in actually for the Queen of Pain goes up on the Sand King. Gets vacuumed back in there as well. Sand King goes down. Ling doing the job. Solid wave over the top as well. The BKB is on for Snow though, and he tries to do what he can. Maybe he's gonna be able to pick off the Darks here as he gets the telekinesis in the face then, but now Sand King turned into a Piglet. Double kill goal on the way of Ling actually after picking up the Sand King, and it is gonna be the Anti-Mage coming in from the backhand to play, and the only one left alive once again is the Shadow Fiend back inside his own base, and the GG gets called. It will be MUFC that will be facing up against Orange for the second time this tournament in the Grand Finals. It will be a best out of 3 happening right now after this game. An Invasion Gigabyte. QMX is going to be taking the 3rd place in this Asian Gaming League. Live from Kuala Lumpur. And we're going to be seeing MUFC taking it on next. To take down the tier 4 towers. If you want to support AGL, go do so on facebook.com/AsiaGL. And you can press the like button. More likes is better. You can always support me as well. For ways to do so, you can always find that on my website, SheeverGaming.com, and I'm talking about follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You know it, those kind of things. And of course, check out my website in general because it has some very nice features. For example, a VOD bank of all the games, of all the casters. Spoiler free, of course. At the archive, as well as all the games of today and tomorrow, all listed in one place. And let's jump ourselves out of this game, get ourselves the Grand Finals on the way. Let's go.